The clink of her spoon against the plate was louder than usual. Or maybe I was just too quiet tonight. "Alina," I said, keeping my voice low. "You've barely touched your food." She looked up like I'd interrupted something important. "I'm not that hungry. You used to love dal chawal on Fridays." That was before I started watching my carbs. I forced a smile. "I forgot you're all fitness now." She didn't respond. Just scrolled on her phone again. The blue glow lit her face, but she wasn't smiling at me. "Is that work?" I asked. "Huh." Her eyes flicked up. "No, just a friend." "A friend?" I repeated. "You've been smiling a lot at your friend lately." She put the phone down, slowly. "What are you trying to say?" "Nothing." I sipped my water. "Just making conversation." "Well, don't. If you're going to accuse me of something, say it." "I'm not accusing," I said, trying to keep the edge out of my voice. "I'm just noticing things." "Like what?" "Like how you barely talk to me anymore. Like how your smiles don't reach me. Like how you're always somewhere else, even when you're sitting right here." She scoffed. "So now I need your permission to have a life?" "That's not what I said." "Feels like it." I looked down at my plate. The food was getting cold, but so was everything else. "I feel like I'm losing you," I whispered. She paused. A long silence. Then, "You lost me a long time ago, Azaan. You just didn't notice." My chest tightened. "Then why are you still here?" She shrugged. "Habit." "Habit," I repeated bitterly. She stood up and picked up her plate. "I'm going to bed. I thought we were going to watch something tonight. I'm tired." "Alina," she stopped at the kitchen doorway. "Look, I'm not the same girl you married. You want someone who sits and listens to your boring stories after dinner. I'm not that anymore. I never asked you to be someone you're not." She laughed, bitter and soft. "Yes, you did. Every single day." I didn't follow her. I just sat there, listening to the distant sound of the faucet running. A notification buzzed from her phone. It was face up on the couch. I glanced at it. "Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you." I looked away. I didn't touch her phone. I didn't scream. I didn't ask who it was. Because I already knew. I stood up, walked to the sink and washed the dishes. My hands trembled with each plate I scrubbed. She used to hum when we did this together. Now, she was upstairs, probably texting him back. I dried my hands and stood there, staring at the flickering light above the stove. She didn't come down. I didn't go up. And that was the first night I truly felt like a guest in my own home. Not unloved, just unnecessary. "Can you hand me my charger?" Alina called from the bathroom. I grabbed it off the nightstand, and her phone lit up, no password screen. I wasn't trying to snoop. I swear I wasn't. But the message popped up right there, bold as fire. "Sami, last night was perfect. I wish you were mine every night." I stared. My breath caught. My heartbeat didn't race, it stopped. She walked back in, towel on her head. "Thanks," she said, reaching for the charger. I gave it to her without a word. My hand brushed hers. It felt wrong. Like I was touching someone I didn't know. She plugged her phone in, completely calm. "You're quiet." "Just tired." She climbed into bed. "Long day." I nodded, sitting at the edge. "Yeah. You." "Meetings." Taha was on my case again. I looked at her. "You didn't mention anything about last night." She blinked. "What about it?" "You were out pretty late." "Oh, Sami and I grabbed a drink after the meeting. Just catching up." My stomach turned. "Just the two of you?" She yawned. "Yeah. What's the big deal?" "No big deal." I stood up. "Just wondering." "You always do this," she muttered. "Do what?" "Turn nothing into something." I didn't say anything. "Your silence screams louder than your words, Azaan." I opened my mouth, then shut it. What was I even supposed to say? "Hey, I saw the message you forgot to hide." I walked out of the room. "Where are you going?" she asked. "For air." "It's midnight." "I won't be long." I walked barefoot into the street. The pavement was cold. My mind was colder. Sami. Of all people, Sami. He knew everything about me. He knew how much I loved her. He was at our wedding. He toasted to us. He held my shoulder when I cried after my mother passed. And now he was, what? Sleeping with my wife? I sat down on the curb, elbows on my knees, staring at nothing. My phone buzzed. A message from Sami. You good, bro? Haven't heard from you since Friday. I didn't reply. Instead, I typed, did you mean to send that message to me? But her. I hovered over send. Then deleted it. Not yet. I needed to understand what I was feeling first. Anger? This was deeper. Emptier. Betrayal doesn't explode, it sinks. I stood up, walked back in. Alina was already asleep, turned away from my side of the bed. I sat beside her. Hey, I whispered. She didn't move. Why him? Still nothing. I stared at her back. Is it because he's more fun? More confident? Less boring? Her shoulders rose and fell. Slow, steady. Like nothing was wrong. I wanted to shake her. I wanted her to wake up and say it wasn't true. That it was a joke. That I misunderstood. But silence is its own answer. I picked up my phone again. Opened the message. Sami, last night was perfect. I wish you were mine every night. No spelling mistake. No way to misread it. No room left to pretend. I got up quietly, walked downstairs, grabbed my car keys, then put them back. Where would I even go? I sat on the steps. My feet still bare. My thoughts heavier than my body. The clock ticked on the wall. Every second felt like a slap. Eventually, I just whispered to myself, it's real. She chose him. That was the moment something in me broke. Or maybe it woke up. Room key? The receptionist asked again. Oh, yeah. I handed it over, my fingers shaking slightly. You've been here 3 nights, she said. All good. I forced a nod. Yeah. Just needed space. She smiled like she believed me. I didn't. Back in the room, I dropped onto the edge of the bed. My phone screen was blank. No calls. No messages. Just my own reflection staring back from the black screen. Do I call her? I muttered. Ask her why. The silence answered me. Loud, suffocating, complete. I opened my contacts. Her name sat there, Alina Redheart. I stared at the heart. My thumb hovered over the delete button. Not yet. I dropped the phone and rubbed my face. What now, Azaan? You want to scream? Cry? Punch a wall? Nothing came. Not even tears. Just stillness. That kind of stillness that makes you question if you're even real. I turned my head, eyes landing on my bag. Something inside me stirred. Wait, I whispered. The drawer. Back at home, there was a drawer I hadn't opened in years. Bottom of my old study desk. Kept locked. I didn't even know if the key still existed. But I knew what was inside. I grabbed my things and checked out. No shoes on again. Just slippers this time. My body was moving, I wasn't sure why. When I opened the front door, the house felt colder than I remembered. She wasn't there. I went straight to the study. The desk still stood in the corner, covered in dust. I knelt down and jiggled the lock. Stuck. I reached up into the drawer's back panel. My fingers found the tape. Come into the please. I peeled it away and the key dropped into my hand. It clicked open. And there they were. Old letters. My mother's handwriting. Faded ink, soft folds. I pulled one out and sat on the floor. My dearest Azaan, if you're reading this, I know you're hurting. Maybe because life betrayed you, or maybe because you betrayed yourself by staying quiet for too long. I swallowed. Don't become a man who collects pain like souvenirs. Speak. Walk away if you must, but never let silence become your home. I closed my eyes. Why didn't I read this earlier? I whispered. Why now? Because now was when I needed her most. I heard the front door open. Footsteps. Alina. I didn't move. She walked to the study doorway. You're back. I didn't look at her. Just to pick something up. She saw the letter. You're reading her words again? Yeah. The pause. I didn't know you kept them. You didn't ask. She stepped inside. I didn't know how to fix this. I looked at her now. It's not yours to fix. She opened her mouth, then shut it. I'm not here for closure, I said. I'm here to remember who I was before all this. She folded her arms. So that's it? You walk out, hide for days, and come back to play poet. I didn't hide. I broke. You could have talked to me. Talked to you? I laughed. While you were texting my best friend about how perfect last night was? She winced. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. But it did. Silence again. I stood up, holding the letter. This is the only voice I trust right now. I miss who we were, she whispered. So do I replied. But we're not them anymore. I walked past her. She didn't follow. Sit down, Alina, I said, my voice calm. Too calm, even for me. She looked up from her phone. Now what? I know about you and Sami. She blinked once. No gasp. No guilt. Just a small sigh. Took you long enough. So it's true. Does it matter? Yes, I said. Because I kept defending you in my head. That's your problem, Azaan. You think love means blind loyalty. And you think loyalty is optional? She stood, crossing her arms. I think boredom is dangerous. I stared at her. Boredom? You were always safe. Predictable. You come home, sit in silence, ask how my day was like we're in some dull office meeting. I loved you. And I appreciated that, for a while. For a while, I repeated. You never challenged me. Never surprised me. Never made me feel alive. So you looked for life in my best friend? She rolled her eyes. Oh, please. Spare me the wounded puppy act. You're not a victim. You checked out of this marriage a long time ago. No, I said. I stayed. That was the difference. Stayed and did what exactly? Sat on the couch every evening hoping I'd magically love you more? I thought commitment meant pushing through the dull days. Well, maybe I wanted fire. And you thought Sami had that? She didn't answer. I nodded slowly. That's all I needed. You're not even going to fight? She asked. No yelling? No drama? I'm tired of bleeding for someone who hands me the knife. Wow, she scoffed. You've been rehearsing that line? No, I said. I've been living it. I walked to the drawer, pulled out the divorce papers. Already signed. You had these ready? Her voice cracked. I told you, I replied, handing her the pen. I'm tired. She took it, stared at the papers. Nothing to say? I asked. She signed. Without hesitation. You're really walking away like this? There's nothing left to carry. I thought you'd cry, she said softly. I thought you'd care, I whispered. The silence that followed was loud. Thicker than any fight we'd ever had. She looked at the ring on her finger. You want it back? Keep it, I said. Maybe pawn it. Or give it to Sami. That's low. That's honest. I grabbed my keys. Wallet. Phone. At the door she said, You'll regret this. I turned. No. I regret staying after I stopped being loved. She didn't reply. I hope he gives you the fire you wanted, I added. But don't be surprised when it burns you too. Still nothing. I mean it, Alina. I don't hate you. But I don't know you either. I opened the door. Where will you go? She asked. Anywhere that feels like silence without suffocation. Good luck, she muttered. I paused. You'll need it more than me. Then I stepped out. And just like that I was free. No tears. No final hug. Just the quiet echo of a life I no longer belonged to. Chai? The girl behind the counter asked. I nodded. Just whatever, simple. She smiled. Plain Karak it is. You look like you need something warm. Rough guess, I muttered, sitting near the window. The shop was quiet. 2 old men whispered near the door. A couple scrolled through their phones. The girl moved like she belonged in slow places, calm, light steps, focused. She brought the tea. You've been sitting like someone just ended your life. I blinked. Wow, that's blunt. Sorry. I read faces. Bad habit. Is that what you do? Read people? She sat across from me. Uninvited, but I didn't mind. No. I make tea. But I listen a lot. Broken people talk more. I'm not broken. She raised a brow. Didn't say you were. You said that. I looked away. I'm just tired. From what? Marriage. Betrayal. Pick one. She sipped her own cup. You got the full combo meal. I didn't come here to talk. You're talking. I sighed. My wife cheated. With my best friend. I walked out. That enough tea shop drama for you? She didn't flinch. That's heavy. But you're still standing. Barely. You'll walk again. People keep saying that. Because it's true. I don't need advice. She smiled. That wasn't advice. What was it then? A reminder. Sometimes losing someone is the beginning of finding yourself. I stared at her. What did you just say? She shrugged. You heard me. I leaned back. That hit harder than I expected. I've said it to myself before. You've been through something? Who hasn't? You're different, I said. Most people avoid pain talk. I serve tea, not therapy. But sometimes they blend. But real. What's your name? Rayma. Azaan. She nodded. You look like someone who used to smile a lot. I used to. Before life turned into a joke. Maybe you're just between chapters. I don't want a next chapter. Then why are you here? I paused. I don't know. You do. Even if it's just to breathe. I thought maybe tea would distract me. Sometimes the right silence helps more than a dozen voices. This silence feels different. She stood. Come back tomorrow. Same time. First cups on me. Why? Because you listened. I talked more than I should have. And you'll probably talk more tomorrow. I looked down at my cup. Rayma? Yeah. Thanks for not making it feel like pity. She smiled. I don't do pity. I do tea. You really came back, Rayma said, sliding my tea across the table. Told you I would. I wasn't sure. Most people run from conversations like ours. I've been running from everything. Maybe it's time I sit still. She smiled. Progress. I took a sip. This one's different. Less sugar. You looked like someone who's cutting off the sweet stuff in life. You're not wrong. She glanced at her cup. You want to know something funny? Always. I almost married someone once. I raised an eyebrow. You. Don't act surprised. Just didn't expect it. Neither did I. We were engaged for a year. He left me. I leaned in. Why? He met someone richer. More glamorous. Ouch. Yeah. But it taught me something. What? That people don't leave because you lack something. They leave because they lack loyalty. That's too real. It took me months to stop blaming myself. Did you love him? I thought I did. Maybe I just loved the idea. And now, I love peace more. I let that sink in. I'm sorry, I said softly. Don't be. It made me who I am. Stronger. Lighter. You don't sound bitter. I was. For a while. Then I met someone who reminded me I could laugh again. Who? Myself. I laughed. That sounds like something off a therapy poster. Hey, she grinned, whatever works. We sat quietly for a moment. No rush. No pressure. A girl with curly hair walked over and dropped a muffin on the table. Ray, stop scaring customers with your sad love life. Rayma rolled her eyes. Saba, meet Azaan. He's one of us now. Saba smirked. Another heartbreak recruit? Something like that, I muttered. Welcome to the club, she said, walking off. She's dramatic, Rayma said. She's honest. You like honest? I crave it. She looked at me. So what now? I don't know. I talk. You talk. We keep doing that. No expectations? No pressure. She smiled again, softer this time. I like that. You didn't try to fix me, I said. I'm not here to fix anyone. I think that's what fixed me the most. You heard what happened to Sami? Fariha asked, walking into the cafe with 2 coffees. I looked up from my notebook. No. But I can guess. Fired. From the firm. Full-blown scandal. I took the cup. Public yet. Office-wide. Apparently, someone leaked screenshots. Alina? Probably. Or maybe his phone's other secrets caught up. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving guy. Fariha sat across from me. You're awfully calm. I'm not happy, but I'm not surprised either. Still, karma's got good timing. Sometimes it walks. Sometimes it sprints. She lowered her voice. You know Mr. Taha? Her boss, right? Yeah. He dumped her. Brutally. In front of the whole staff. I raised a brow. Let me guess. She thought he'd protect her. She thought she was untouchable. I sipped my coffee. That's what betrayal tastes like when it circles back. She tried to call you. I know. You're not even curious what she wanted to say? She already said everything when she said nothing. She said she was sorry. Too late. She's not doing well. She wasn't doing well while she was doing all that? Fariha went quiet. I'm not cold, Fariha, I added. I'm just done. I get it. You always used to give people second chances. I gave her 100. She asked Yasser to talk to you. Her brother? He said he wouldn't get involved. Smart man. You ever think about calling her? No, not even for closure? Closure is overrated. Peace is better. She's spiraling. I spiraled. Alone. No one came to check on me. I did. I smiled faintly. Yeah. You did. She looked at me. You don't even flinch when her name comes up now. I flinched enough times for a lifetime. You've changed. I had to. She probably doesn't even recognize who you are anymore. Neither do I. And I like that. She leaned back. Sami's reputation is destroyed. And mine? Still intact. That's enough. You want to know something weird? She said. What? I think losing her made you better. I nodded. Sometimes people are in your life to break you, so you can rebuild right. The knock came just after sunset. I opened the door halfway. Alina. She looked smaller. Hair messy. Eyes swollen. No makeup. Just raw. Can I come in? She asked, voice cracking. I didn't move. Why are you here? I didn't know where else to go. That's not an answer. She sniffled. Please. Just a few minutes. I stepped aside. She walked in slowly, like the house remembered her but didn't welcome her. Nice place, she whispered. It's rented. She stood in the middle of the room. I don't even know where to begin. Try the truth. I made a mistake. You made several. I thought Sami, he cheated on me too. I folded my arms. Did you think I'd be happy to hear that? No. I wanted you to know. You think pain brings us closer? No. But maybe regret does. Regret doesn't fix broken glass. She walked closer. I miss you, Azaan. You miss the version of me that tolerated being lied to. I was confused. You were consistent. She winced. I was stupid. No. You were selfish. I know I hurt you. Hurt isn't the word. I can be better. You could have been better when it mattered. She looked down. I don't expect forgiveness. Then why are you here? Because I still love you. I stayed silent. I swear I didn't realize what I had until I lost it. Classic. She stepped closer. One chance. Just one. I looked her in the eyes. If Sami hadn't cheated on you, would you be standing here right now? Her lips parted, but no sound came. I'll wait. Take your time. She blinked fast. I don't know. I nodded. That's all I needed to hear. Azaan, I walked to the door, opened it. Goodbye, Alina. Please, no more please. No more chances. No more lies. She stood there for a moment, silent tears streaming. I didn't slam the door. I closed it slowly. And felt nothing. Just peace. You've been smiling a lot lately, Rama said, handing me my usual tea. I guess I forgot how. You didn't forget. You just stopped believing you deserved to. I stirred the cup slowly. You always do that. Do what? Say something I didn't know I needed to hear. She shrugged. I'm just stating facts. I looked around the tea shop. Familiar now. I started writing again. Her eyes lit up. Seriously? Yeah. Just thoughts. Fragments. Nothing polished. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. That's what you taught me. She smiled. So, what's it about? Mostly, the me I forgot. The one before the mess. I'd read that. You already do. Every day. She sipped her tea. You're not as broken as you think, Azaan. I used to think healing meant going back to who I was. And now I think it means becoming someone better. She leaned in. That sounds like growth. It feels like peace. No revenge. No need. No regrets. Maybe a few. But I don't carry them like before. She tapped the table. That's the shift. I nodded. You know, I don't think I've ever had a friend like you. No expectations? No pressure? No pretending? None. She grinned. You sure you're not in love with me yet? I laughed. Is that your way of checking? Just keeping score. I looked at her, really looked. I don't know what this is between us. Does it have to be something? No. That's the best part. She raised her cup. To not knowing. I raised mine too. To finally being okay with that. I gave up on love, I said, staring out the window. Rayma didn't look surprised. No. You just gave up on the wrong person. I turned to her. What if I don't know how to love anymore? She leaned back. Then maybe it's time to stop trying and just feel instead. I smiled faintly. That's harder than it sounds. No. You've just been loving people who made it hard. I looked at my hands. I used to believe in forever. Then someone showed you temporary. And I accepted it like it was enough. She placed her cup down. Because you didn't know better. Now you do. I sighed. I'm scared. Of what? That if I open up again, I'll fall apart. You already did. And you're still here. That's what terrifies me the most. Surviving. She nodded slowly. Surviving isn't the same as living. What if I'm not ready to live again? Then just breathe. One day at a time. I laughed under my breath. You always make it sound so simple. Because it is. We complicate healing by expecting it to feel like a victory. I looked at her. What should it feel like then? A release. We sat in silence for a while. I didn't need noise. I needed her presence. You're not afraid of people like me? I asked. I used to be. Then I became one. I raised an eyebrow. What kind? People who lost everything and still wake up with hope. I swallowed hard. How do you do that? I remind myself that pain didn't kill me. It showed me what I needed. And what's that? Truth. Stillness. And one person who sees you without asking you to explain. My throat tightened. You really believe I'll be okay? You already are. Tears filled my eyes. I blinked them back. Rayma, yeah. Thank you. She smiled. For what? For not trying to be more than what I need. She reached out and touched my hand. You don't need more. You need real. I left, then cried. And for the first time, I didn't feel ashamed of either.